because my wife is using it. I wanted to come on and give a little update on her surgery and how that went. I can't remember if I talked about it or not, but on her wrist, they thought that she had some kind of a tumor growth on a nerve in her wrist, and it was a surgery slash exploratory surgery. Hi, Renee. Happy New Year. Like now I'm saying Happy New Year after Trump, right? Wow, huh? Like what in the world's going to happen in 2025? Hi, Bobby. What's up? Bobby and Renee? I know, Rachel. Sorry, Bobby and Rachel. So yeah, the wife had a surgery. She's using my tripod. She only has one hand, and the tripod helps her to hold the phone. Well, and she doesn't have much else to do. But the surgery came out good. It didn't happen to be a tumor on the nerve in her wrist. It happened to be old age and carpal tunnel or something like that. Yeah, I can't wait either. I can't believe what's going on. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? So I'll get through the update. So she came out fine, and hi Thelma. So how's everybody's Sunday? Huh? So am I at a weird angle? And I don't like the angle, but it'll do. I'm just propping it up on my workbench. Hi, Dayanara, Digger Dog. What's up, everybody? Wow. So is everybody surprised about Trump? What he said? What he was saying? Like the dude is gonna hit the ground running, like in high gear. It sounds like, right? And then we have KC Martin. We have what's his name? I can't remember his name. The UFO guy coming out with all. He was saying he was going to come out with something like major, huge information, right? He's actually started. It actually started before he even got in office. No, not Ross Coltard. Man, I can't remember his name. That he's the emergency room doctor, and he's coming out with all this stuff. Uh, I don't know why I can't remember his name, but he's saying that they're coming out with all the UFO technology. No, not James Fox. He's been doing some lives. I should know his name. I'm having a senior moment, you know. Yeah, so I put my thumbnail picture. There you go, Dr. Stephen Greer. Stephen Greer is coming out with. I thought he was going to come out with a lot more today. He was saying 72 hours, and he was going to come out with alien technology and all this stuff that he wants Trump to sign. You did. You nailed it. You win the prize. I'll have to think of something. I don't have a prize. But yeah, so he supposedly was supposed to come out with something major today, but all he did was talk about stuff that we already heard him talk about for 10 years, you know, about the alien technology and all that stuff. I heard about his documentary. I haven't looked at it yet. I plan on looking at it. And I was a little bit bummed, you know. I watched all three lives so far the last 3 days because I want to see these. I want to see. I want to hear this bomb blasting truth that's going to blow everybody's paradigm. I actually think that it might be. Yeah, that's the same with me because I don't buy cable TV. I do everything free. I got a Fire Stick and that other thing, a Roku. And that's the only way and internet. That's the only way I watch TV, and that's been like that for over 10 years for me. I won't pay for TV. I don't like watching anything that's fiction. I only like watching straight up truth or real. And nowadays, you don't even know if they're telling the truth or not. But I don't like written up stories where everything's fake. The people be based on a truth or something. I real real deal. Real deal. That's what I like. Yeah, so my thumbnail, when you see the thumbnail, that's me and my wife in Ashland, Oregon in 1980, like 3 years after we were married, 3 years. And we had no kids yet. We still had about a year and a half before we had the first kid. It was a planned thing, no kids for the first few years, just traveling and having a good time, just me and her. It was, I think we're at a motel right there too, standing on the balcony of a motel in Ashland, Oregon. It's probably 79. It might be 79 because I think the we got our apartment there in 80, early 80, and then a few months later Mount St. Helens blew up. But yeah, that's my thumbnail. I thought I would share that. You can see the kind of hair I had. I'm starting to get thin now, real thin. But I guess I'm going to be 66 next month, so I'm lucky to have any hair, probably. So yeah, so the wife surgery turned out good. It turned out to be the little tunnel that the tendon goes through for the thumb was narrow, and it was getting irritated, and a bunch of liquid had built up around there, which they thought was a tumor. But they fixed it all up. She's going to be good. Hopefully back to normal for a little while. But thought I would let you guys know that's why I've been wanting to put videos up. She has my tripod for ease, and then I've been busy running around doing things for her, like a good husband, good husband. That this year is our 47th year. You don't get to 47 if you're being a dick. I mean, hmm, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, let me tell a little bit of story about when we first had kids and they were really little. You guys might find this funny. But we were going somewhere. I don't know where we were going, but we're all in the car, and we had three kids at the time, and the youngest one was in the middle of the back seat, and the two that were older than him were on each side of him. And he was in the middle. I could see him in my rearview mirror, and I heard my wife fart. I thought, whoa, whoa, you never hear that. And man, it stunk really bad. I mean, it really stunk. And I looked at her and I'm like, dang, that stinks. She goes, I didn't do that. You did. Like, no. Like, you did. She's like, no, you did. I'm like, don't blame your fart on me. So we decide, okay, we're gonna drop it. Let's just drop it. I know it wasn't me, and I know it was her. And she did it again. It was like, what? And keep on reconnecting, huh? What's up with that? Something went. So we're riding along, and she farts again, and you could hear it. It was like, what? What? Like, and it stuck. I told her, man, wow. Let me roll the window down. Like, that's bad. And she was getting mad at me. She was like, no, that was you, and man, you really, wow, that stunk. So we're sitting there arguing about it, and I see in the mirror that my youngest son is busting up laughing like crazy. He is just losing it back there, crying, laughing. And he's only like 3 or 4 years old. And I told her, so you didn't do it? And she says, no. And I told her, well, I didn't do it. And I think the youngest one did it in the back seat. I turned and said, hey, man, is that you? And he couldn't even, he's like shaking his head. Yes, he couldn't even talk. He was laughing so hard. But that little guy got me and my wife arguing over that, right? And it was him all along. But yeah, I thought that would be a pretty funny story where a little kid got the two of us arguing over something like that. Something going on out here. Man, a few minutes ago there was cops everywhere. I don't know what was going on, but there was a lot of cops out here a little bit ago. So yeah, 2025. Oh my gosh, you guys. 2025. It looks like to me it's shaping up to be what we were reading in the Q thing. I don't know how many of you guys kept up with Q, but I really kept up with it. In fact, I was checking the Q website yesterday, and when I clicked on it, I have it saved in my computer, bookmarked. And when I went to it, all it is Q's post, like it's q.pub or something like that. It's just Q post. That's all of them, all of Q's posts. That's it. And when I clicked on the link, it went to a thing telling me that website was a known phishing scam and possibly dangerous for your computer. And I could ignore their message or I could go back to safety. That's what it said, back to safety, or ignore that message and continue. So I continued, right? I didn't go back. I didn't let the phishing scam thing scare me. So I clicked on it and it went straight to the queue, all the queue posts. I thought that was now I've been clicking on that and looking to see if Q's going to be posting since Trump has won like every week or so. I click on that and see because I heard that he's going to post some more. He would start posting again. And I thought, okay, Trump won. Is he going to start posting? So I've been clicking on it, and now it's a phishing scam, right? It's not a phishing scam. It's a bunch of BS. It's Google trying to say that, trying to keep us from seeing that. That makes me think that possibly Q is going to be posting again real soon, and I think real soon. But what I've noticed, knowing what Q has posted over the years, everything that he posted when he was posting it seemed like that it was going to happen like right after he posted it. But it didn't, right? It was for in the future proves past. That's what Q would say. So here we are now seeing all the future is proving the past now. Now we're at the time where Q posts are making sense. In fact, so much sense it boggles the mind to realize that some of those posts are over 5 years old and it's nailing it, like absolutely nailing it, what's going on. He actually, or I don't know who Q is, if it's a he or a team, whoever it was or is, knew the future uncannily knew the future. Probably the only thing I know that is that good about predicting the future and speaking what is in the future word for word like that is the Bible. That's the only one that is consistently 100%, right? So far, Q is 100%. And if that's the case, we could go back to Q map and we could actually see what's in store for us starting tomorrow. And a lot of what Trump said today is what Q says is going to start happening, or what he says is going to happen that hasn't happened yet. To me, that is wow, what a 2025 we're going to have. I don't even know how to process if this is going to happen like that, like for reals. Like, I already been hearing that our banking is already changing to the quantum. So I have a feeling that's going to change before the month is over. We're already seeing people that came over the border illegally making, taking their self back, like crowds, lines, big, huge crowds of people going back to the border, going back over the border on their own. After what he said today, we'll probably see droves of people heading back. Then he starts talking about bringing out the truth of JFK, some things that Q talked about, the JFK thing, all these things Q talked about, over 5 years ago. So if you guys, I'm going to put the link to that Q post, all his posts. You guys might want to look at that. You might want to look at that. And when you click on it, you can look at it from the beginning when he first started posting, or you can flip it to where you see his last posts. His last posts were talking about protecting our DNA. Now, did that mean protecting our DNA from the cure and what happened, in that, what happened with the lockdowns and all that kind of stuff? Is that what he was talking about? Because he was talking about DNA, uh, protecting your DNA from like ancestry.com and stuff like that. I had already, my kids paid, and some of my family, we already did the DNA thing way before way before he put that message out. So for me, it's too late. That would be how do you protect your DNA when you already gave your DNA to ancestry.com? And then I was thinking about it, like if you've been in surgery or had your blood given or anything like that in the last who knows how long, but we'll say a year, then they already have access to your DNA as well. I mean, if they've taken your blood or you went and did blood tests, or you had a surgery or a procedure or anything like that, they already got it. If they want it, they got it. So I'm thinking more like if his last posts were protect your DNA, I'm thinking it was more along the lines of protecting your DNA from the cure, because that's what that attacked. It attacked your DNA, mRNA, I think they called it, right? mRNA. So I'm going to put the link to that in the description. It's not there right now, but after I get off of here, I'll put that in there. But I'm really looking forward to this. It sounds incredible. Absolutely incredible. And like I can't wait to see tomorrow. My wife's saying she was reading. She's on X or Twitter, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and she's telling me that a lot of people are saying that Mr. T has to be like gone, like have something happen to him where he's gone, right? That's what she's saying. A lot of people are saying the shot heard around the world that Q talked about. They're saying that he has to be out of the way, and that the actual what they're going to do tomorrow really will happen on March 4th. So from tomorrow on, he's going to be gone. But according to Q, Trump does go away, but he will be in a his life will be threatened, and he's going to be in a jet or somewhere safe. Right? He's going to be in a safe place. So he's going to disappear from view. I don't know if that means, unalived, but he's really alive, or if something, some of this stuff that people are talking about, some of these preachers are saying where, there's truckloads of manure and bombs and all this stuff, that threats to him and his buildings being targeted. I'm trying to say things where my video won't get taken down, but so that's interesting because Q talked about that he would be in a safe place. He would be put in a safe place. That's why I'm going to put the Q link in the YouTube. I hope that doesn't make my video get taken down. I wish there was another way I could do it where, yikes, somebody just shot off a big firework. Crazy. Right over there where all the cops were earlier. So I think that I think it's would be wise for everyone to look at that. And you can put in keywords in the search. Like you can put in Trump, or you can put in safe. You could put in words, and it'll bring up all of Q's posts with those words in it, just to help you, like, put in some of the terms that Trump used in his speech, things like that, and bring those posts up and look at them. You can even put in dates. If, I know there's a bunch of numbers that he used, like 11.3, or I don't know if that means a month or a time, or I don't know. I know he talked about 10 days of darkness, the EBS, emergency broadcast system. Is that all going to happen starting tomorrow? Like, that's what my wife is saying. Like, something happens to him, and that sets the military. Like, he also says a whole bunch of times, the military is the only way. Right? The military is the only way. So he came out with a lot. He came out firing both barrels today. I mean, he laid it out, right? If they're bad people, even saying that he was, I'm afraid to say anything on here. I want this video to be staying up. But he laid out a plan that a lot of people aren't going to like. A lot of people that are controlling, and that would, man, I don't know what terminology to use to keep this. I mean, that would put him in the windshield, okay, in your lane. You know what I mean? Like, he's in the lane, and the car's heading to him. I want to use other terms, but I know that if I say those actual words, it goes in the algorithm and will do something. Even though I heard that, with all this, censorship is pretty much gone. I mean, you've seen what Zuck talked about, came out with a video saying, that he was forced to put people in Facebook jail, right? Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. We're living in a crazy time, man. We are living in a crazy time. And don't discount that maybe Jesus might come on the scene here. This all, to me, there's two ways to go, okay? Two ways to go. I don't know which way it is, but there's two actual ways this can go with Jesus. The first way is the one everybody thinks is the rapture, and then the 7-year tribulation starts. The other way is our history was tampered with. And King Arthur was really Jesus, and his kingdom was actually Tartaria from around 500 AD to 1500 AD. That's not the exact dates. I just can't remember what they are. It's been so long since I read it. But it approximately right when Rome fell, and there was actually a pope at the time, and his name was Sixtus the Third, 666. I'm going to keep losing signal, right? So it's going to mess with me. They're already messing with me. So 1,000-year, the 7,000-year could have already happened. The millennial reign could have happened at that 1,000 years between 500 and 1500. If that's the case, we're already past the 7th year or day, the 7,000 years, and we're in the very end of the Bible where still Jesus is coming back, but on this one, he let the devil out for a little while to tempt the people that never been tempted. And then it's the great white throne judgment. And then after that is no more fooling around. All evil will be eradicated. All evil. Okay, so that's the two scenarios. The rapture, then we go into the 1,000-year reign, millennial kingdom, or it already happened in 500 or 1500 AD, and still Jesus is coming back. Only we might still have more time on the earth with that scenario. Like, we'll be here to watch the actual evil get eradicated. Interesting. I've been praying to find out what is the truth. I want God to enlighten me on it. But that's what I wanted to say, and I'll put that link to Q in the bottom down there. I just want to wish you guys a happy new year, again, because it seems like really the new year might be starting right now, right? Not a few days ago. It seems like it's going to start tomorrow. So happy new year, and I pray everyone is healed. I know one thing, prayer is happening and it's being answered quick. So be blessed in every area of your life. Receive blessings right now in Jesus' name. Healing in Jesus' name. Every area of your life abundantly blessed in Jesus' name. All right, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow because I have some other stuff I want to share, and I told my wife I need to borrow the tripod so I can do that tomorrow. So have a great Sunday evening or Monday morning, whatever it is in your world, and I'll see you real soon, probably tomorrow.